Imagine being born into the most powerful dynasty of your nation, living in palaces of gold, surrounded by wealth, jewels, servants, and unimaginable privilege. Now imagine that. Within just a few years, all of it is ripped away. And you and your entire family, the last symbols of a 300-year empire, are dragged into a basement and murdered in the dead of night. This is the story of the Romanovs, the last royal family of Russia, a story of power, betrayal, mysticism, revolution, and mystery that haunted the world for nearly a century. For over 300 years, the Romanov dynasty ruled Russia. The czars held absolute power. They lived in glittering palaces, hosted dazzling balls, and displayed wealth that seemed almost divine. But beneath the shine of the crown, millions of peasants lived in crushing poverty. Russia was a nation of extremes, unthinkable wealth for a few, and desperate hunger for the many. In 1894, the crown passed to a man named Nicholas II. He wasn't cruel. He wasn't tyrannical in the way we imagine rulers, but he was indecisive, unprepared, some would even say weak, and in the early 20th century, a weak ruler was a disaster waiting to happen. Nicholas married Alexandra Fyodorovna, a German princess. Their love story was genuine. They were devoted to each other and their children. They had 5 in total, 4 daughters, Olga, Tatiana, Maria, and Anastasia. And finally, a long-awaited son, Alexei. But Alexei carried a deadly secret. He suffered from hemophilia, a genetic disease where even the smallest cut could bleed uncontrollably. A bruise could become fatal. The heir to the throne of Russia was fragile, his life hanging by a thread. Desperate to save their son, Alexandra turned to an unlikely figure, a wandering mystic named Grigory Rasputin. Rasputin was a strange man. He looked wild, with piercing eyes, unkempt hair, and a hypnotic presence. He was also infamous for drinking, womanizing, and living scandalously. And yet, somehow, he seemed able to ease Alexei's suffering when doctors could not. Alexandra became convinced he was sent by God. Rasputin, the peasant mystic, gained immense influence over the royal family. To the Russian people, this was shocking. They already distrusted the monarchy. Now they believed their empire was being guided by a drunken charlatan. Scandal and rumors spread like wildfire. Then came World War I in 1914. Russia entered the conflict with patriotic pride. But soon the reality was devastating. Millions of soldiers were killed. Millions more were maimed. The army was ill-equipped, the people starving, the economy crumbling. Nicholas made a fateful mistake. He personally took command of the Russian army. When the war went badly, and it did, the people blamed him directly. Meanwhile, Alexandra was left in charge of the government at home. And who whispered in her ear? Rasputin.